Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. How are you all? Hope you are doing well. Today, you are going to take another class of English, and this is your teacher from Ismailia Youth Services Schools. And you will learn a different topic today. It's not from your textbook, it's beyond the textbook. It is about a composition. But before starting the session or before starting the teaching, the same repetitive instructions I will give you. You must have a rough copy in hand with the stationery, pen or pencil, because you need to write important points fast. And listen to me, listen to your teacher while lecture. Then ask question if you have any query, any ambiguity. Turn off your videos during the class. Okay, let's start the topic. You have seen the topic, that is essay writing. A very simple definition I'm going to share with you. You can see a short piece of writing on a single or specific subject or topic is called an essay. The minimum number of paragraphs for an essay is 3. This is the minimum number of paragraphs. It means that at least 3 paragraphs are must to write an essay. At least 3. At most, I'm not talking about at least. And the word short, you can see a short piece of writing. It means the essay has a certain length. You should not exceed the length. You cannot write a lot of pages or a lot of paragraphs in an essay. That will be another kind of composition. That will not be an essay then. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind, essay is a short piece of writing or a description of a topic that has paragraphs, and these paragraphs must be at least 3. Okay, types of essay. There are 4 main types of essay. You can find more types of essay, but these are the 4 major types of essay writing. What are they? You can see on your screen: narrative essays, descriptive essays, expository essays, and argumentative essays. These are the 4 major types. Otherwise, you can find some more types as well, but these 4 are the major types of writing an essay. Okay. Why these types we have? Each has a unique purpose. Each type has a unique purpose. That's why essays are distributed into 4 types. Some tell a story. For example, the narrative essay tells a story. Some are descriptive, and others attempt to alter opinions, to form opinions with different ideas as well. Okay, let's see what these types actually are. Description of different essays. As I told you, these are the 4 major parts of types of essay. The first one is narrative essay, and narrative essay is the most easiest type of essay to write. Narration means you are telling a story. The word narrate means to tell. Narration means you are telling a story from a certain viewpoint, and there is usually a reason for the telling. What is the difference between storytelling and narrative essay? In storytelling, you don't have a reason to tell the story. Just the reason is to enjoy the story. But while writing narrative essay, you have a certain reason to tell the story, and the way of telling a story is a little change as well. All narrative essays have characters, like in story characters are there, setting where the characters actually are, what the characters are doing, the place, the setting includes the place and view, climax, and most importantly, a plot, means a full story. It should be complete. It should not be like an extract taken from a story. Okay. The second type is descriptive essays. As the word descriptive is telling you that it is about description of a topic. Descriptive essays describe the traits. Traits means qualities and characteristics of people, objects, events, and feelings in integrate detail. Integrate means fundamental, or you can say detailed. Okay, what's being described will be thoroughly examined. It means that the description must be rational. You cannot write something that you think. You have to put facts and figures in a rational way. For example, if you were describing roses, you might want to detail facts and figures that are general, that are rational. Okay. Next is expository essays. Expository essays compare, explore, and discuss problems. While there is a bit of a storytelling element to them, like narrative essays, but their purpose is greater than that. It means that you can say in easy words that you have to be more serious in writing the expository essay. It's always to explain some integral. Integral means fundamental, very important concept to the reader. As such, they inform, describe, and explain. And for writing expository essays, again, you have to put correct facts and figures, rational facts and figures. Okay. The last topic is argumentative essays. The word argument, you must know the meaning. So, argumentative essay, you somehow can understand with its name. The writer is trying to, in an argumentative essay, the writer is trying to convince the reader of something. He or she, when you have to convince someone, obviously you should have, validity in your arguments, in your points. He or she will demonstrate the validity or falsity of a topic. Whether you are describing when you are describing a point, or you are against an opinion, so that should be valid. And if you are against a topic, that reason must also be valid reason. The writer's position will be backed up with evidence. It means that you have to write down certain evidences, including statistics or the opinion of experts. This time, you don't have to put your own perceptions and your own opinions and experiences. It must be more mature by putting the experiences or opinions of the experts. In these essays, the writer isn't merely offering an opinion but making an argument for or against something and supporting that argument with data. It means that in this kind of essay, the writer tries to convince the reader. Means that the writer is trying to say that whatever I am explaining is correct, is logical, so you have to agree with me. That's why the writer has to be influential in this, in writing this essay. Okay, these are the four types I have told you: narrative, descriptive, argumentative, and expository. Now, a very important slide I'm going to show you. Parts of an essay. Essay, as in the definition I told you and you read as well, there must be at least 3 paragraphs in an essay. These 3 paragraphs or more than 3 paragraphs have certain name, have certain status. The first paragraph is always an introduction. It means that when you start the topic, you have to write in a way that you are introducing the topic to your reader. And this introduction is commonly is done in 1 paragraph. It is done in 1 paragraph. Not commonly, it is done in 1 paragraph. Then the second part of an essay is main body text. It means that in first paragraph you have introduced the topic and now you will describe the topic. So the second part is more important, somehow you can say. 1 to 3 paragraphs. You can write 1 paragraph for main body text, 2 or 3, not more than 3. It is better to not proceed with the fourth or fifth main body text paragraph for the main body text. Main body text is very important. In every paragraph, you have to write a topic sentence. Topic sentence means you have to write a sentence that should tell that you are going to write about, uh, which aspect of the topic, about a particular aspect of the topic. For example, while learning the chapters, I always tell you this paragraph is about this and this. Then the next paragraph is about this. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, the first paragraph was about the introduction, the situation of location of Mohenjo-daro. Then the second paragraph was about discovery. The third was about layout of the city. The fourth was about people of the city. Fifth was about museum nearby the Mohenjo-daro. And the last was the conclusion of the topic. And again, one more paragraph was there as a conclusion as well. So main body text, every main body text has a certain aspect, and then you describe that aspect with different opinions and points, ideas and points. Then the third one is conclusion. You conclude your essay in one paragraph at the end of the uh, essay writing, at the end of your essay. So that is called conclusion. Conclusion does not mean that you will repeat the topic. You will actually somehow compress the topic into one paragraph, and in conclusion, you can also put your own opinion. Main body text should be based on facts and figures, description, rational description. Introduction is also to what the topic is about. You have to put some interesting kind of sentences. You can create a curiosity in the introduction. Then the description with facts and figures. Or if you are narrating a story, so you have to describe the happenings in a proper sequence. And then conclusion is the part where you can put your opinion commonly by using should or must. Okay, we should do this and this, government should do, or what whoever linked to the topic, you can write about what to do, what not to do. So in conclusion, you can put your own opinion as well. Okay, so this is very important. The three parts of the essay are introduction, main body text, and then conclusion. Okay, how to write an essay. I have told you these are the types of the essay, these are the parts of the essay, but how to write an essay? For writing an essay, first of all, you must know the language you are writing in, at least up to an extent. You should be able to write in that particular language. But uh, when it's about writing, so first of all, you select a topic if you have a choice to select. For example, in exams, you are given four topics. So first of all, select the topic. Which topic is the topic you want to write about? Okay. Then, how will you describe the topic? You can see why. If you are giving reason that this is the topic, so you have to tell about why. Sorry, start from what. First of all, you will describe what the topic is. Somehow you can say the introduction, and before what you can tell, yeah, after what also it depends. Purpose of the topic, what is the purpose of the topic, so you can put what and purpose into introduction. Then why and how, who, these things you will put into the main body text. And it also depends, there is alteration in all these things, but you have to you have to collect all these questions, uh, the questions of all these the answers of all these questions into your introduction and your main body text, and finally you will compress all you have written down with your own opinion as well into the conclusion. You will conclude the topic. Okay. Something you have to keep in mind while writing an essay. Very few tips you can say I'm giving you. Okay. The first one, ideas must be coherent. There must be logic. They must be rational. There must be a relevance what you are writing. Okay, with the coherent, and they must be properly sequenced. Okay. Number two is must avoid repetition, because sometimes students just want to fill the page, fill the paper. Then what they do, they start repeating the sentences by altering them, by changing them, uh, by changing few words in them. So avoid it, because the sentence will remain the same sentence. It will be considered the repetition. If you alter some words and you think I'm writing something else, but it is actually the same sentence, so it will be considered repetition. To must avoid repetition. Number three is try to use synonyms if writing the same word. For example, you are writing my aim in life. And you have to write down, you once have written down the word aim. Next time you have to put, you can put dream. Another time you can put goal. Okay, you can put the word achievement. So try to use synonyms if writing the same word again over again. It will give, beauty to your write up. Try to add modifiers. Modifiers means adjective and adverbs in sentences. Why try to add modifiers? Because modifiers add meaning to the sentence. Plus, modifiers make the sentence more correct. It adds exactness in the sentence. I will give you example as well in the next slides. So try to add adjectives and adverbs to make the sentences more exact as well as more beautiful, more attractive. Okay. Avoid personal opinions in the main body text. As I told you, if you want to add your personal opinion, you can add up in the conclusion, but in a rational way again. That should be rational, that should not be illogical, that should be logical. But avoid personal opinions in the main body text. So keep these points in your mind while writing an essay and any other composition as well. Okay, the next is common tenses used in writing an essay. When you write an essay, we use different kind of sentences. You learn tenses because tenses are very important part of English grammar. So you learn tenses for better writing, for better understanding, for speaking. If they are the part of the language. So which tenses are common for writing an essay? Simple present tense. This is the structure of simple present tense. I wrote just to make you remember, otherwise I know you know very well. Its subject, then past form of verb. If the subject is singular, you put s or es in the first form of verb. It means if your subject is singular, your verb should be singular. Then the object. This is a common, structure of a sentence in present, simple present tense. Then it's negative subject, then you put do not or does not. Then when you put does not to the first form of verb, you put and then object. Another structure is subject and be verbs is MR because they are the present form of be verbs and then object. Okay, this is just to make you remember the structures of simple present tense. For example, I am showing very simple examples. She is my closest friend. He gets up early in the morning. They play football on weekend. My sisters are in London these days. Okay, we are using here he is in the second sentence. He is the singular subject. That's why your verb is singular. You are putting s with the word get in the word get. Okay, so here they is plural. That's why your verb is plural. In the fourth sentence, your subject is again plural, so your verb are is plural. In the first sentence, your subject is singular, so verb is singular. Okay, let's see the example of simple present tense for writing any. As I'm telling you, okay, these are the common tenses you use for writing an essay. So I'm sharing some examples with you from your book. Okay. Learned men and visitors often come to the site. You can see this paragraph is from Mohenjo-daro, the chapter Mohenjo-daro and page number 22. And this is the last paragraph. You can see present tense here. Learned men and visitors often come to the site. They come not only from Pakistan but from all over the world. Let us hope that their efforts succeed in deciphering these words. We will then, it's a future tense, we will then know a great deal more than we do now about this civilization. So you can see present tense in this paragraph. Why? Because this paragraph is about uh, you know general topic. So that's why in this paragraph the writer is using present tense. So similarly, when your topic is general, based on general facts, general opinions. So you use present tense in that write-up or in that essay. Okay, another example I'm showing you. Theme of the poem, The Daffodils, you can see. Nature occupies the interest of almost every beholder. It fascinates with its loveliness. The loveliness of nature can also be healing and help to forget the worldly burdens for a while, and the beholder feels like the part of the scene. You can see this is the theme of the poem. So the theme of the poem is a general topic, although the first three paragraphs of the poem were in past tense. But the fourth stanza was in stanzas, the first three stanzas. But the fourth stanza is in present tense. Similarly, this is the theme because this theme is a general understanding of the poem. Okay, that's why here we are using present tense. Similarly, if your topic of essay is a general topic, you are discussing general facts, general opinions, universal truths. Obviously, you will use present tense. Okay, and that is commonly in present tense. There are more types, but you will use more. You need to use present indefinite, or you can say simple present tense. Okay, another tense, simple past tense. Again, you can see the structure of simple past tense, students. It's a subject. Subject means doer, the agent. Then second form of verb, because it is past tense, and second form of verb is actually the past tense. Then object. It's negative when you put did not to make its negative form. It's a negative sentence. So you put did not, and then the second form is now the first form of verb and object. Another structure is subject and be verbs, and in present, simple present, the be verbs are is mr, and the past tense of is mr are was and were. That's why we are using was and were, because these are the past tense of is mr. Be verbs are is mr. Their past tense, their past forms are was and were. That's why we are using. Okay, very simple examples once again. He went to London last week. It's not necessary to put the time phrase, but it is about past. It means that we are talking about something that has happened in past. We enjoyed the party. I did not take lunch. She was in Norway last month. Okay, these are very simple examples. I hope you have got it. So, how do we use past tense in writing something? I am again showing you an example from your textbook. This is an extract from the first chapter, the last sermon of the Holy Prophet, and this is taken from page number 2. Hazrat Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, was born. You can see this is past tense. He belonged to the noble family. Again, the second form of verb is telling you that it's a past tense. Our prophet is the last of the prophets. Now, it's not past tense. Why? Because this sentence in the paragraph is a universal truth. That's why we are using here the present tense. Okay, the next is again past. The Quraysh used to worship, because this is about past, and did not believe in one God. You can see Hazrat Muhammad asked the Quraysh not to worship. He told them that he was prophet of God and asked them to worship the one and the only true God. Most of them refused. They thought he was against their gods and their ancestors. They opposed this new faith. I'm just reading that words which are showing that it's past tense. Opposition caused the prophet. Their opposition to Islam became, the first form is become, and then it's a past tense, became. Past tense in common words, we call it second form of verb. Although the particular name is past tense. Second form of verb is called the past tense. And he had to ask. Now it is again the past tense of have. So he has to ask. In place of has to ask, we are using had to ask, because it is about past. All these happenings are the part of the past. Himself accompanied by his faithful friend, again past tense. Migrated to Medina, past tense. Now another present tense. This event is known in history as the Hijrah. Why we are using present tense? Because it's a general truth, it's a general fact, it's a universal fact. We cannot change it into past. It is still a present because it is still the same. There is no change in it. That's why it is in present tense. I hope you have got it with this example, as you have learned the topic earlier. Okay, now you can see today's topic: importance of sports and games, health is wealth. The first two topics are given in your syllabus book as well. The third one is not included in the syllabus book, but it's an important topic of as I uh, collected it from the 10 years, and you know it's very common topic as well. Okay, importance of sports and games. This essay is written by me, or you can say I am giving you this essay in a built-in form, but you can write on your own as if you wish. I will obviously appreciate your efforts. You can see, I'm not going to read it. You can see the first page and take a screenshot side by side. Okay, if you want to rewrite this one, or if you want to learn from this one, how my teacher wrote this one, so it will help you also for writing another one, or for writing something with alteration, with some changes. You can write down the same one. It can help you to write down another one with some same points. Okay, see the first page with a quotation. You can add quotation to justify your points, because quotation means these words or this statement was said by any famous or any important integral personality. That's why it is a kind of justification in your essay. It will add beauty and more exactness to your essay. Now this essay is still ongoing. This is the second paragraph. Okay, you can see another paragraph. This is the main body text. That paragraph was the introduction, and now one more paragraph is the main body text. And you can see in this paragraph, there is a topic sentence. Playing sports makes us determinant. How? Then the opinions are given. Okay, in the justification of the topic sentence. Okay, now another paragraph you can see: playing sports increases concentration power. This is the topic sentence, and the remaining sentences are describing the topic sentence. Topic sentence means somehow you can say the heading of the paragraph. It's not like heading. We don't put like heading, but it works like like a heading. Okay. Another quotation I added. This is also again one more paragraph as a main body text. Okay. Now this is the conclusion, the last paragraph. All in all, this is a phrase I used to somehow tell my reader that I'm going to end my essay. And these kind of phrases again put interest and more accuracy. I should not say uh, more beauty to your writer, or more clear. Actually, clearance, it adds actually clearance or to your writing. It clears your writing. So another topic is health is wealth. It's again done by me for you. You can see the introduction in one paragraph, and then I am writing a quotation just to put more exactness to my introduction or to my write-up. You can see and take a screenshot side by side. Don't forget. If I forget, but you don't forget. Another paragraph you can see here. This is the part of what? As I told you, main body text. Okay, take a screenshot. Another paragraph. Doing exercises regularly is a must to keep our body toned up. This is again another paragraph on main body text. Okay, and I'm showing you the last slide once again. Just wait a minute. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay, this is the conclusion you can see here. Okay, now these essays are done, and I have shared with you. Take a screenshot side by side. Okay, take a screenshot side by side, students. Do not take much time to take a screenshot. You have to be fast, and I know my dear students are very intelligent and they're very fast. Okay, now this is the home task. My favorite personality. Okay, don't get confused. Don't think I'm giving you three topics. I'm giving you one topic, my favorite personality. and then or favorite national hero or favorite leader. It means you have to select a personality that should be a national leader and also national hero and national leader, because there are national heroes but they were not leaders, like Raja Aziz Bhatti. He is our national hero but he was not a leader. So favorite leader, favorite national hero and favorite personality, you have to write in such a way that your essay will cover all three topics. For example, you can write about Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, because he can be favorite personality of, he is actually the favorite personality of many, and he's a national hero and he's our leader as well. Okay, so this is your home task. One essay I'm giving you to do in copy on your own, and two essays I have given to you in built-in form, but you can alter them, you can do on your own as well if you want. I will definitely as a teacher appreciate your efforts. Okay, this is the end of the session. I hope you have got what to do. All three essays you will do in copy, remember. Okay, so Allah Hafiz.